a lowly acolyte walks away. You should have died beside your master, preventing the escape of whoever did this. Unless you had a role in it. Destroy them to be sure.
We have to get...
Stop! Legendary strike. Legendary strike. You will fall. Legendary strike. Legendary strike. Your technique is...
Did you hear that rumbling? It must have shook the entire hill. The Emperor's tomb, it's collapsed. I don't doubt it. They could probably feel it all over the city. It is a bad omen. There's no doubt about that. The Emperor's own tomb. I fear the spirits will be even more troublesome after this. Maybe I should consider a job in the countryside. Is there anything else you need? Well, you know, a few things here and there. They just sort of fall into my... Huh? It's not like... Then you're no better than me. We both just... Is there anything else? What do you... Well...
I don't like what we have seen here. We must return to your flyer so everyone can discuss what we have learned. So, your lost sheep, Sagacious Zoo, returned to save you. I didn't think he had the nerve. My dear little Dawnstar, I am a princess. People bow to me. That is the way things are. Of course, many things are not as I thought they were, if what we learned from Gia is true. I know what you found and what the implications of it are. The Emperor himself ordered the golems constructed, and the workers were stolen from their homes. By the Water Dragon's mercy, they are enslaved until they die, and then trapped within the golems. I have seen the proof. But how can it be true?
He has taken our master, killed our friends. What if assaulting the Water Dragon is true too? He must be stopped.
No! I will not believe it! We have to go to the palace and give him the chance to explain! Stand beside me or don't. I am going to question my father and straighten this out. It's all just a mistake. Well, I certainly see why he would keep that a secret.
He must have felt very guilty about it. Perhaps that is why he shadowed us for so long. Even in the swamps, he must have wanted to make amends.
That's all very sad, but it changes nothing. Our immediate concern is my father. I will guide you to the palace.
We must be on our guard. Is there another way to reach the palace? The princess doesn't want to see the danger.
She says she can get my marvelous dragonfly there in one piece. I've had no other options, and I won't risk the finish flying blind.
Everyone be quiet! Are you ready to go? If you have business left in the Imperial City, you'd better finish it. I won't be leaving the palace without an answer. I thank you, but this has been a great deal to absorb. I don't know what to think about anything. We still have much to talk about, but it will have to wait. I must speak to my father. Forgive me. Hurry up. I need answers, and there's only one place left to get them.
I can't sell upgrades if I can't find supplies. I'm ruined. Finished.
Sipa sa ayer ki unyer, Juanur Shinro ni Sipa.
Oh! Oh! Whoa. What?
Gu apa? Aqua. Onu yu.
You should respect your elders in all things.
Wa aia ki yer iyo nibu sahir pranti. Ir kana. O nikasurir kwanam.
Onu yu wir napair wo kwa. Onu yu sa ir akanto kipi.
Tawi ir kawana ir sunir ipoki.
Wo kauso ir no ka wo tarwail shaksiro pino.
Ir kana. O nikasurir.
If you think you've seen this person, you must report it to the authorities at once.
Greetings, citizen. Imperial Captain Sen at your service. Are you one of the mercenaries come to help me track down some criminal scum? I was told that there were some new warriors in town looking for work, though none of them matched your description. Admittedly, you don't resemble the ones described to me, but they're several days late. No doubt they'll blame it on the foolish ghost stories. Criminals with lucrative bounties on their heads. I need help tracking down a pair of criminals. Are you interested in a little... These two scoundrels have eluded my best efforts, so I'm turning to bounty hunters. It's harder to run when your pursuers are not in a uniform.
Captain Sen is a well-respected man here in the city, but something about him makes my skin crawl. His ambition is well hidden. Perhaps that's all there is to it.
I'm searching for an arsonist and a notorious confidence man. Find and eliminate either one, and there's a standard bounty in it for you. A wise decision. The two criminals are Fading Moon and Creative Yukon. Fading Moon is an arsonist who was last spotted heading for the necropolis. Creative Yukon has virtually disappeared, though we may be able to learn something from Lady Renter, the wife of the man Yukon bilked. She's in the Imperial Arena. One.
Don't you just love the Imperial Arena? No other place like it in all of the Jade Empire. Wait a moment. You're Silver Phoenix. How very nice to meet you. I'm Lady Rento. Oh, poor Yukong. Captain Sen's still willing to do my husband's bidding and hunt him down, is he? I swear, my husband is insufferable. Yukong's a harmless aspiring actor who asked me if I would act as his patron. Since my husband was away from the city, again, I accepted and gave Yukong a moderate stipend. I thought he was charming. That was how my husband presented the situation to the authorities. He didn't want to face the shame of supporting a humble actor. My husband's a fool, but when he lowers his head, all I can do is let him charge and hope he rams something solid enough to slow him. Probably less than my husband is putting forth as a bounty for poor Yukong. That young man doesn't deserve this. I would wager that you'll find him in the Scholars' Garden. Yukong was going to try out for that new play. I'm sure you heard about it when it was performed in the Golden Way. Made quite the impression, I'm told. Yukong was going to try out for a role as a scholar, so he may be using his costume to hide in the garden. He's not much of a scholar, so you should be able to spot him. If you happen to find creative Yukong, do go easy on him, would you? The poor boy did nothing wrong, and my husband is being unusually cruel to him. Good luck with your search. I have to get back to the estate.
Of course he was dead. The family wouldn't exactly have given me a live man to bury, now would they? That would be unprofessional. Can't have stuff like that getting around. You, dealt with the problem, though? Well, that's good, I guess. As long as I'm not giving any refunds, of course. Here's what I promised you. Business has been more lively lately with you around. A little gravedigger humor there, see? Lively? I'm good. Look, what? Well...
dancing pretty lights. There's fire in the air and fire inside. They scream like music. You'll scream like a demon when fading moon puts the light inside of you. There's more than that on my head. There's a crown of flame that burns all the time, even when it gets tighter. You'll scream like those maggot people leeching off the Empire until they burn.
Legendary strike.
Greetings, and as sagacious Tien once said, as you.
He may not know. The minister is not completely aware of what he says. I hope you're not here to pester me. I'm a very busy, important, and educated man, you know. All manner of studies. The history of dramatic systems, applied theology, and, celestial integration. Not that you would understand such lofty matters. Well, you see, drama can be broken down into several systems, and I study the history of those systems over time, how they've changed, and that sort of thing. Well, there's the new system, of course, but everyone knows that. Then we have the, old system, which, as you may surmise, is no longer in use. That's a brief summary of my latest work, at any rate. Oh, it's all very complex, and I really don't feel like describing it to you at any length. That's how you know I'm a scholar, you see. An unwillingness to share all the information I have. Too large a subject for... Oh.
No, but I am, and I certainly haven't heard of you.
Of course, none of my books are published yet, but as a scholar and a respected one, I will most certainly pen some marvelous books someday. Well, yes. Unless your theories are astoundingly brilliant, which is the case with me. Of course not. I'm... Ah, drat. This isn't working at all. How did you know? You're here to hunt me down, then. Lord Rento has it in for me, and I figured it would come to this. I don't suppose running would do me any good. I was unjustly accused. I simply petitioned Lady Rento for some silver to support me as an actor. Patronage, it's called. She agreed, but her husband flew into a rage when he found out, and now I have a death sentence on my head. It's not fair. And if you were a decent person, you'd help me get out of this city instead of taking me in. It's the only way I'll get clear of Lord Rento's wrath. You need more proof than my pathetic attempt to pose as a scholar? How about the fact that Lord Rento was out of town when I bilked him? Not that anyone but Lady Rento will confirm that for you. Still, it should be apparent that I'm not some great confidence man. We should go see Captain Sen right away if you're sure. Is now a fair time to go down to the gate to get me out of here? The only easy way out of this city is through the gate that Sen is guarding, and he's looking for me. However, if I disguise myself as a mercenary and sneak past him, I might just get away, but you have to help me by distracting him. Just tell him that I've already escaped, and I'll get away just fine. I can't imagine what might go wrong.
Citizen, I hear there's progress in the search for creative Yukon. A scholar ran out of the Scholar's Garden after talking to you. Tell me you have good news. How did he get past me? He couldn't access a flyer. What is that man doing? Are you certain he's gone? Would a bit of silver jog your memory? What do you say? Look at that turn swing range for that mercenary. I can't see how Yukon slipped past us. Did he bribe one of my agents somehow? Well, the Imperial Army has more silver than some confidence man. What, that mercenary? Let me have a look.
That will teach me to trust one of the Empire's hounds.
You... Oh.
If you think you've seen this person, you must report it to the authorities at once.
As
The grave. What do you. Of course. Oh. Sure.
Legendary strike.
No. Of course.
Citizen, I hear there's progress in the search for creative Yukon. A scholar ran out of the Scholar's Garden after talking to you. Tell me you have good news. How did he get past me? He couldn't access a flyer. What is that man doing? Are you certain he's gone? Would a bit of silver jog your memory? What do you say? Look at that tart swing your hips for that mercenary. I can't see how Yukon slipped past us. Did he bribe one of my agents somehow? Well, the Imperial Army has more silver than some confidence man. Take a look. I should arrest that accursed tourist. You spoke to a nervous scholar, and now Yukon has suddenly disappeared. Suspicious. What if I offered you the normal bounty plus half? Would that change anything? Well, if you say so. Despite Lord Rento's insistence to the contrary, I doubt he was a master criminal. Perhaps I'll just declare Yukon's bounty outdated. Of course, you've been busy, haven't you? Yes, of course they do. And they shall have exactly as much protection as they... Here's the standard bounty. Well, that brings an end to our pursuit. Of course. I know little more than what the Honorable Lotus Assassin presented. Some treasonous Southerner has been undermining the Ministry of Harmony and causing countless deaths. The Lotus Assassins are never worried. Their control, their protection, I should say, of the Empire is absolute. What could threaten them? I would like to advance, but I'm not angling. I simply accept that the Lotus Assassins are the true power in the Empire, and I support them. Not as such. The Lotus Assassins want to deal with this traitor personally. I don't envy anyone who has attracted that kind of attention. Of course.
A great bounty hunter to have dealt with 2 cases in so little time. Your work is not done, though. There is another in this city with a price on her head. A richer price than those 2. Her name is Aishi the Mournful Blade, and you can find her at the Black Leopard School. I watched her walk into this city, and now I tell you, there's no mystery in this. She is accused of most crimes, and several had to be invented to account for her actions. She is a terror upon the face of the Empire. Murder, theft, and worse, yet never a smile or a hint of revelry in what she did. That is why she is known as Aishi the Mournful Blade. It is across the river and at the far end of the market district. A grassy path leads up, away from the noise of the city. Atop the hill lies the Black Leopard School, and within, Aishi. She is waiting for someone to come find her, I think.
We shouldn't let a criminal run free. Something tells me that there's more to this story than this man's telling us, though.
When you reach her, you should ask her for her story. She has a most interesting tale to share.
I am healed.
It's about time somebody dealt with that rogue Smiling Hawk. Out, out, out! The dining hall is a mess, and I...
My name is Aishi, the Mournful Blade. And if you are another hunter come to claim my head, I suggest you turn around and walk away. That one didn't listen to me. I hope you have more sense. I have a tale to finish. I see no need to tell it to anyone but myself. Stranger, if you continue to talk to me, I will stand up and face you. If that happens, our meeting will end with one of our deaths. So be it. You're not what I expected. Harmony surrounds you and flows out into the world as you pass. I have a story I would share willingly with you if you would hear it. Do you know anything of me? Anything of the terror that is Aishi, the Mournful Blade? In my years in this empire, I have been a wanted criminal, a bandit, a murderer, and worse. I have burned entire towns to the ground to avenge some petty dispute between lords and led men to slaughter peasants by the score for their meager possessions. It is all too easy to lose your conscience once you have denied it. I was not always like this, but I remember all too well how my descent began. My father died when I was still a girl, and with him gone I felt no sense of direction. I had no other family to turn to, and so I was alone. I met a boy. He was a natural leader. He had drive and direction. I was in love. He used to enjoy tormenting the children of our village, and I thought it was all fun. Then, one day, he pushed a young boy into the river outside of town. It was fast-moving and would have swept the child away, but he managed to grab hold of a rock. Why, indeed. In the intervening years, I've come to believe that it was more than simple horseplay. There was a gleam in my young man's eye that I cannot forget. The child screamed for help. His cries were shrill with terror, for he could not swim. I moved to help him, but I felt a hand on my arm. The boy I loved turned to me and said, "If we help him, he'll only tell the others what we have done. We have to let him go." Something in his voice. I believed him. That poor child was swept away in the current and was found dead downriver days later. We never told anyone what we had done, but I could never forget. If we help him, he'll only tell the others what we've done. We have to let him go. Simple words, but they still echo in my head even now. Nights are worse. I can't sleep for the screams of that boy as he washed away. I still hear them to this day. Whether that moment was mine or not no longer matters. I've done far worse since, always hoping to forget what happened. As if the cries of others would drown out that child's. That is why I have come here now. I am tired of my life, but at least I have lived it. He deserved to live as I did, but has never felt a moment's remorse for his part in that day. If you came here because of the rich reward on my head, you may even know him. Captain Sin of the Imperial Army is my quarry. I must make him pay for that boy's life. You know him, clearly. Until now, I wasn't sure how I would approach him, but you may have provided the answer. If you help me, I know how I can reach Sin. You need merely to escort me to his station by the gate. A subdued prisoner could get close enough to deal with Sin. Once I have dealt with him, you shall have your bounty. I couldn't let you be implicated in my final murder. Let's go write an ending to my tale.
What is the meaning of this?
Hello, my love. Or should I call you by your rank now, Captain Sin? Surely it's been a very long time.
Aishi, what are you doing here? You're a wanted criminal. You can't be here.
It's time I paid for my crimes.
Well, it's good to see our new bounty hunter was able to bring you in. Frankly, Aishi, I thought you'd fight to the death. You were this weak.
No, I was weak. Otherwise I would have ignored you by the river. I'm going to pay for my crimes, but there's one thing I have to do first. I have to kill you.
What? No! Guards!
Your men will be dead before they can get within 3 paces of me, Captain. Don't order them to their deaths. I already owe you 1 lifetime of pain. Do not bring more than that upon yourself.
She's mad! She means to kill me! You! Protect me! I'll double the bounty! Damn you both! You're both going to waste away between worlds! I'll make sure the underworld won't take your rotting corpses!
Sin is dead, dead like that poor boy we let wash away. I should have made him suffer more. Stranger, I cannot thank you enough. I have touched 1,000 lives with my crimes, and yet now I feel some peace. It is time my story ended. I have only one more favor to ask. Face me now and grant me an honor. No, there is no honor left for me. Just grant me an end. You can't be the one to let Aishi the Mournful Blade walk free. That would cast undeserved suspicion upon you, and that crime I will not commit. Face me, and let this battle be glorious enough that the city will talk of it for generations.
Legendary strike.
I hoped it would end this way. She may have found some peace. Here, take this. It's something Aishi would have wanted you to have, I think. I hate for a good deed to go unrewarded. Ha! There's little reward in a good deed, and just the opposite for those who walk the low path. I know that better than most. Aishi, the mournful maid, was my daughter. My daughter's life was nothing but pain. Her crimes were a way to forget for a while. I think she must have found some peace now, and I can finally rest. It has been too long since I turned away from the Water Dragon's embrace. Some things are stronger than anger, Spirit Monk. Love is one of them. I died before the gates to the underworld closed, but I couldn't let go of my daughter. I worried for her, and rightly so, but I think she will find peace now. Every ghost slips into madness over time. Some of us have a reason not to. We can fight back the longing and despair for a time. I will wait. What choice do I have? I know the underworld is cut off, but I must try to fight through the despair and anger. I have some idea of what you face. Take my best wishes as you try to set things right. I have waited for more than 2 decades. I can wait a bit more, and now I have a reason to smile.
Are you ready yet? The more I think about the information you found, the... I thank you. Are you ready yet? The more I think about the information you found, the more I need answers straight from my father. I thank you, but this has been a great deal to absorb. I don't know what to think about anything. We still have much to talk about, but it will have to wait. I must speak to my father. Forgive me. Good. My father has much to answer for. I know he will explain everything, and if Death's Hand is there, I'll have some words for him as well. Hang, those flags that I gave you, the ones with the royal seals, mount them on your pile of scrap and let's go. I don't want to waste any more time.
Yes, ma'am, no argument. Garish flags to stop the turrets. Just no yelling while we fly. The space is small and it echoes loudly. Yes, Princess. At your word.
We must hurry to my father. This entrance allows me to come and go as I please. There are no guards or sentries here to hinder us. Wait! Someone is coming. It seems this entrance is no longer as disused as I believed.
Princess Leon, what are you doing here? And dressed like that? I'm sorry, Princess, but Death's Hand ordered this area sealed and...
That is of no concern to me. My father's will is law, and it is to him that I will speak. Stand aside.
I'm sorry, but I can't let you pass. Please, Princess. There are Lotus assassins throughout the tunnels with orders to attack all who enter.
You dare disobey my order? You force my hand!
Princess?
We must reach the throne room unopposed. He will wake in a few hours. Shall we go? Our meeting with my father can't come soon enough. I must hear it from my father's mouth. I must hear how he explains all these lies, the golems, Death's Hand, all of it. You go ahead, but only take one other with you. The rest should guard the rear and only fight if needed. I do not want a full war within these sacred walls. I would prefer to be up front, but if not, I will catch up if there's anything important to say. Come, let's go. The palace is ancient. Some say it was a celestial gift. It shouldn't be misused. This is one of the many spires within the palace, where visitors are raised as if by the glory of the Empire. Without a guide, you could be lost here for days. Try not to damage anything. The Empire has seen enough disgrace.
Stop!
We are nearly to the throne room. Although my father has let these unseen parts of the palace fall into disrepair, these chambers are the tombs of past leaders. We would be here for days, and you likely know the most prominent anyway. Sagacious Tien, the first emperor, founder of the Jade Empire, and builder of the wall. Hormia, the Swift Era, defender of the First Age and commander of the Borderlands during the Horse Lord and Persians. Sangsi, the Broken Bow, the first woman to rule openly. She changed more in a single valiant battle than many others did with entire campaigns. The latest tombs belong to the Emperor's brothers, Prince Sun Li and Sun Qin. You have caused me to doubt this, but here they are for your own eyes to see. That is what you said he told you, but here is the tomb of the glorious strategist before you. Is this all a lie? No, they have been sealed for 20 years. I don't have any more proof than what was announced to the people. I don't know what that is worth anymore. And your next question will be, what is in there if the brothers aren't? I can't say, but my father will explain everything. He has to. But your conviction is disturbing. I will definitely bring this up with my father when we confront him. We are close to the throne room. The longer we take, the more questions I have. There is no time for... To my father's throne room. I doubt he'll take this intrusion kindly, especially not with the information we've learned. I don't know what my father has done, or what his reaction will be, but I want you to know something. I've never cared for someone like this before, not for any man, or woman for that matter. We have to face my father and find out what has happened, what he has done. If we still can, afterwards, let's find out what we truly mean to each other. I think there will be some new rules put in place, ones that allow princesses to see whom they wish. Now, to the Emperor. I can only hope that my father has been the victim in this. I pray he has the answers I seek. The fate of the Empire depends on it.
I've waited long enough. Atone for your treachery and give me what I require.
Look to yourself, brother. You would have done the same.
I am the eldest, and therefore the Emperor. I have you at a disadvantage, and yet you toy with me. What do you know, glorious strategist? Where is the spirit monk amulet?
You will find out soon enough, brother.
Father!
Child? What are you doing here? I have important matters. And what have you done to yourself? You look like a common street woman. And who is this? You invite filth into the halls of my palace? This is not how the child of the Emperor should act.
Don't lecture me! Master Li's student brought me evidence from the Lotus Assassin Fortress. You allowed Death's Hand to corrupt the Empire.
Master Li's student. This child, the very person who tested my Lotus Assassins, brought to my doorstep by my own daughter. Brother Li, did you plant the seeds for this fool to come here? Layers upon layers, always the glorious strategist. I am the Emperor. I am the heart of the Empire. Death's Hand is a diversion. He is Death's Hand. My hand. I don't blame you for your foolishness. What can you possibly know? The Emperor is the manifestation of divine power.
That is your role as figurehead. How could you betray the people? Your greed has unsettled the whole of the Empire. The dead no longer sleep.
My child, remember your place. I have no patience for anyone that challenges my authority, not even you. Kill the rest. They are unimportant.
No! I won't let you disgrace the Empire!
Enough! I am God, Emperor's son! In my youth, I ruled dutifully, but nature does not respect titles. Withering drought, not battle, threatened to take my throne, but I would not allow it. I assaulted the underworld and claimed the great water dragon, and neither the treachery of my siblings nor my failing body could stop me. I am no longer a slave to time's decay. My actions have brought the Empire great strength, and its Emperor endless power. Who among you would dare challenge my right to rule? That glow. Brother Li hid the amulet in plain sight and acted as his own diversion, just as Death's Hand diverted attention from me. The obvious threat hid the insidious one. Do you even know what you hold, child? What truly led you here? But who has set you on this path, and why? Do you blindly follow your master's mantra? Is anything ever so obvious? You were guided to me. What did Li tell you? That I murdered your people and caused the restless dead? Side effects, afterthoughts. His is about power, and I will add yours to what I have stolen. Even if you are impervious to my sorcery, it changes nothing. I am a god. Come, student of Li, your quest for death is at an end.
Ice Charm. Legendary Strike. Stop! Stop! Legendary Strike. Your technique is flawed!
What is it? Weaklings! All of you! Your defiance grows tiresome, student of me. You must learn your place in the order of things. Can you not dispose of one defiant peasant? Very well. I will face you myself, no matter your destiny. You will fall here today!
Stop! Ice Shot! Legendary... Stop! Legendary Strike! I must try something! Ice Shot! Heavenly Wave! Focus. Legendary Strike! Ice Shot! Ice Shot! I must try something! Legendary Strike! Heavenly Wave! Heavenly Wave! Legendary Strike! Legendary Strike! Heavenly Wave! Meet your king! Legendary Strike! Legendary Strike! Heavenly Wave! Legendary Strike! Your technique... I must try something! Heavenly Wave! Heavenly Wave! Legendary Strike! Legendary Strike! I must try something!
moves!
Stop! Ice shot! Golem form!
This cannot be! I am Emperor's son! I am a god!
Golem form! Legendary strike!
You have made me proud. Everything has gone as it should. I can see that, my student. Your abilities have grown immensely, but it also does my heart good to see that you have remembered the basics of what I taught. Even the flaws.
Death has come to you, but life can be regained. I will guide you through madness to the light. Follow the pillar of light.
Legendary strike. Legendary strike.
Your master betrayed you, as he once betrayed his brother. A revenge years in the planning.
Legendary strike. Golem form. Golem form. Legendary strike.
He trained you to fight a tyrant, but with a flaw. He wanted you vulnerable in your moment of triumph.
Legendary strike.
The dragon amulet is in his hands, reassembled. He will consume my power, but all is not lost. Seek my light.
Legendary strike.
You lack grace!
Your master claims the throne and my power. He will rule as a god unless he is stopped.
Legendary strike.
You have done well, mortal, but your journey is far from over. Time grows short, and we must act quickly if we are to stop your Master Li. Your master, Sun Li, the glorious strategist, betrayed you. He killed you to claim the power of the Emperor, my power, as his own. You are dead. I am the Water Dragon, immortal guardian of the path to the underworld. I shepherd the dead, leading them to my holy temple in Dirge, the gateway to the afterlife. But 20 years ago, the Emperor and his brothers attacked Dirge. They burned my temple, slew my servants, and defiled my body so the Emperor could claim my power. When Emperor Sun Hai fell, I reclaimed some of my power, enough to call your spirit here. But now I am fading once more. Sun Li consumes my energy. Your former master has long desired power to impose his will on the Empire. His plan took years to form, but the prize was too grand to let go to waste on his brother's madness. He consumes my essence to become a god, but he does not yet fully control his power. That is why I could bring you here, and why we can speak now. My strength wanes. We must act quickly. For you to fulfill your destiny, I must send you to Dirge now, while Sun Li struggles to control his newfound power. The glorious strategist knows patience. Li has planned this for 20 years. When Dirge fell, he rescued you only because he believed you were a tool he could use. You will learn this and more, but we must move quickly. When he discovers what I have done, he will try to seal this realm and prevent me from sending you to Dirge. My temple at Dirge is defiled. I do not have the power to restore you to life, but I can send your spirit to Dirge, so you may cleanse the taint corrupting my holy sanctum. Hurry! If you restore the fountains of Dirge, I can restore you to life. If you do not, Master Li will become unstoppable. Seek out Abbot Song. He will help you. Restore the fountains of Dirge. Restore my power, and I will speak to you again.
Legendary strike. Golem form. Golem form. Legendary strike.
This cannot be. Is it really possible? I sense the mark of the water dragon upon you. You have returned. You don't recognize me? No, of course not. You were just an infant when you were taken from us. I am the spirit of Abbot Song, slain many years ago by the glorious strategist. Before my death, I was the head of the Spirit Monk Order, your order. I was. But I only led them to defeat and destruction. I failed in my duty to protect the water dragon, a duty I would one day have passed to you. You are a spirit monk, born here in Dirge and cleansed in the sacred fountains. You were an infant the day the Emperor and Sun Li attacked our monastery. I tried to save you from the slaughter, only to lose you to Li when he ripped you from the arms of your dying guardian. I can only imagine what lies and distortions he told you about Dirge, your heritage, and his own role in events here. But now, you deserve to hear the truth. 30 years ago, the long drought struck the land. For a decade, crops withered and died. Starving people across the Empire demanded that something be done. Despite his position, Emperor Sun Hai could not alter the natural order. He demanded that his brother, the glorious strategist, concoct a plan to rectify this insult. Through Sun Li's cunning, the armies of the Emperor laid siege to the gates of Dirge. They came to seize the Water Dragon's power and her life-giving waters. The soldiers of the Imperial Army swarmed over us, too many to count. My spirit monks fought bravely, but I knew the battle was lost. We were beaten. All around me, my fellow spirit monks were dying. I tried to hold the attackers at bay. Prince Kin attacked me, and then Master Li cut me down from behind. The Emperor ascended unopposed, but already Sun Li and Prince Kin plotted against him. The glorious strategist was not content to watch his brother come to power. Emperor Sun Hai, ruler of the Jade Empire, stepped beyond his station and slew the Water Dragon, claiming her power for his own. His brothers tried to strike him down, but they could not know he would be so strong. Infused with the Water Dragon's power, he was now unbelievably powerful. Sun Li escaped with his life, but he left his brother, Prince Kin, to suffer the Emperor's terrible vengeance. A spirit monk child still lived. He killed your guardian. Claiming his identity, no longer a servant of the Emperor, Li abandoned his fearsome armor to become the master you thought you knew. If you and the amulet were the key to defeating his brother, he might still claim that power. Li disappeared with you and the amulet, escaping the Emperor's retribution. With his newfound power, the Emperor, as a taunt to his traitorous brother, bound Kin's spirit to the armor Li had left behind. And Death's Hand was born.
You were the last of the spirit monks. Sun Li saw our attempt to save you as confirmation of your importance. He believed you were meant to restore what he helped steal.
He trained you to be an instrument of vengeance, an agent to succeed where he and Prince Kin had failed. But with your death, the Emperor is now invincible. Then the glorious strategist has won. You were the last of the spirit monks, but now you are just a ghost like the rest of us. No one is left to oppose Sun Li. You spoke with the Water Dragon? Of course! Only she could guide your spirit to Dirge, while all others must wander the mortal world. I worried that our last hope had died with you, but now I see you have come to restore the fountains of Dirge. The first step in restoring the Water Dragon herself. As leader of the spirit monks in life, I am bound by honor and duty to aid you in this task. I swear, I will not abandon you until the fountains of Dirge are restored. I can guide you here in Dirge, this lost home of yours. I know the monastery well, and will do everything in my power to help you restore the fountains. The fountains were tainted with human blood, which shattered their seals. The blood that stained them is gone. Replacing the seals should restore them. You are probably right. We must restore the Water Dragon's power before Sun Li gains full command of her powers.
The guardian of this fountain is destroyed, and I weep for her. She was once one of our order, but lured by Lee's promises of wealth and power, she betrayed us. This thing is the corrupted spirit of Xiang Wu. During the attack, she and several other spirit monks betrayed us by tainting the holy fountains with human blood. Long before the attack, Lee sent spies to bribe some of our weaker members. When they tainted the fountains, the power sustaining us against the army vanished. After the battle, the Emperor executed Xiang Wu and the others, and he used the power of the water dragon to bind their spirits to the fountains. Their crime was terrible, but they did not deserve this fate. They suffered endless torment from which they could never escape. Such is the power of the binding. The binding is a sacred ritual of the spirit monks. We can draw on the power of the water dragon to bind a spirit to us. It is one of our tools for shepherding the dead. Even before Dirge was befouled, there were ghosts in the world. Some spirits would become lost in their journey here, or refuse to let go of the mortal world and go mad. If we found one of these restless ghosts, we could bind it to us and bring it to Dirge. Then we would release the spirit, so the water dragon could lead it into the afterlife. The binding is a great gift from the water dragon, if used properly. But the power can be abused. The Emperor bound the traitors not to himself, but to a place. The spirit can never escape such a binding. It feels an inexorable pull, but it has nowhere to go. It feels a compulsion to obey, but is never given a command. The spirit twists and corrupts, and in its agony it goes mad. Binding a spirit to a place is a terrible crime for our order. The only thing worse is binding a living creature. Binding the living condemns them to a fate worse than death. It forces the subject to obey and robs them of their free will. As a spirit monk, you must never do such a thing. The ability to bind spirits comes from the essence of the water dragon inside you. You may not have the power now, but one day you will be able to call upon it when needed. But this is not the time for lessons or instruction. The Guardian is dead, but you must place the seal on the fountain for it to be fully restored. It worked! The fountain is restored, and the gates to the inner courtyard have opened. You have nothing to fear here. Though many dangerous beings dwell in Dirge, these monks and soldiers cannot harm you. The monks and soldiers who fell during the battle are trapped here in Dirge. Caught in a never-ending war, they fight, they fall, only to rise and fall again. Lee cut me down on the steps of the temple. My body fell and my spirit rose. Powerless, I fled toward the outer courtyard while the battle still raged. I wanted to see if you had escaped. Instead, I saw Lee take you, and I found myself trapped out here. The Emperor had sealed the gates behind me. My spirit cannot leave, Dirge. None of the spirits here can leave. For 20 years, I have been trapped in the outer courtyard, unable to pass through the gates. I cannot say what fate lies ahead, but after 20 years, your return gives me reason to hope once more.